In the beginning, the void was a vast and empty expanse, stretching on for eternity. But then, in a moment of pure creation, the silence was shattered by the birth of the first thought. "I am," said the Creator, "a being of pure love and light." And with that, the universe was born, a vast and wondrous expanse of stars and galaxies spanning trillions of light years. As matter and energy expanded to create the universe, the long-standing peace of the void was disturbed. The antithesis of creation itself, it gave birth to an embodiment of its will amidst the chaos. The Darken was a creature of shadow and malice, filled with a burning desire to return the universe to nothingness. It was an infinitely powerful being, capable of manipulating the dark thoughts and desires of those in its vicinity. Because it was not created from energy and matter, it had no permanent form. It was able to take on various insidious forms through the destruction and consumption of life. Often, it appeared as a dragon made of shadows, but its true form was unknown. It was cunning and calculating, relentlessly enacting new ways to achieve its goal of destroying all that is. In order to protect the young universe from the Darken, the Creator gave form to the angels, an army of supernatural beings, each with the ability to uniquely channel the Creator's light within them to do amazing things. The most powerful of them were Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Luciferra. Michael was a tall and muscular angel, standing 7 feet tall. He had broad shoulders and a muscular build, with arms corded with thick veins. His wings were silver and shimmering, radiating a sense of strength and power. His hair was a deep brown color, cropped short in a military-style cut, and his eyes were a piercing green. Michael was known for his physical strength and endurance, and he was able to wield a powerful flaming sword that could cut stars in half. He had a fierce and determined gaze and was always ready to face any challenge that came his way. Gabrielle was an elegant and regal angel, standing 5'10". She had long, flowing hair that was a golden blonde color, and her skin was smooth as silk. Her wings were large and feathery, with a golden hue that seemed to radiate light. Gabrielle's eyes were a light blue, and radiated a kindness that softened the hearts of those she looked upon. She had a strong, athletic build, and her movements were quick and agile. Gabrielle was the messenger of the angels, and she had the ability to communicate with any being in the universe, regardless of language or distance. She could also move at the speed of light, making her a valuable ally in times of crisis or a powerful foe in battle. Raphael was a tall and slender angel, standing 6'3". He had short, dark hair and a lean, athletic build. His wings were a deep shade of gray, and they seemed to radiate a peaceful, healing aura. Raphael's eyes were a piercing brown, and his gaze was often kind and compassionate. He had a gentle and caring personality, and he was always ready to help those in need. Raphael's healing powers were instantaneous, allowing him to heal any injury or ailment with just a touch by rewinding time in a confined space. Luciferra was a striking and attractive angel, standing at least 6 feet tall. She had long, flowing hair that was a deep red or reddish brown depending on her mood, and her skin was tan and flawless. Her wings were large and feathery, with a red hue that seemed to radiate confidence. Luciferra's eyes were a piercing brown, and her gaze was often sly and seductive. She had a slender, athletic build, yet her movements were commanding and intentional. Luciferra was the most beautiful of the angels, and she had the ability to manifest powerful creatures limited only by her imagination. Together, the angels were unstoppable, bound together by their shared duty to defend the universe and maintain balance and order. For billions of years and countless battles, the Darken clashed with the angels on the outskirts of space, trying to get to the Creator's light. Each time it was beaten back by the angels and forced to the void to regroup. But with each defeat, the Darken grew wiser. It learned the strengths and weaknesses of its enemies and devised a plan to destroy them from within. As time progressed and tales of her beauty and might spread through the cosmos, Luciferra developed the very first feelings of sin as pride and arrogance began to grow within her. The Darken, drawn to sin like a moth to a flame, saw this as an opportunity. It began to whisper to Luciferra from the shadows of the cosmos, fanning the flames of her desire for power and glory until they consumed her. It twisted her to its will, causing her to believe that with the Creator's light, she could use her ability to manifest a better universe than the Creator himself and rule over it all. Luciferra fought the dark impulses for a while, but the Darken's influence had taken hold. In time, she imagined a plan to become ruler of the universe. But to manifest this plan and defeat her former brothers and sisters, she would need significantly more power and an army of her own. So, just as the Darken planned, Luciferra traveled to the edge of reality to try to use the darkness there as a weapon. She thought she could handle the darkness, since she had driven it back countless times when defending the cosmos. However, at the edge of the universe, far from heaven and the Creator's light, the Darkened had dominion. Evil spread through her like venom, eradicating all the good remaining in the once beautiful and benevolent angel. As Lucifer's benevolence turned to malevolence, the Darken possessed her and manifested through her power into a horde of demons rivaling the might of the angels. Each demon possessed an element of the Darken's essence, given form and focus through Luciferra, like a blacksmith turning raw metal into a deadly blade in a forge. Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, was a massive demon with an insect-like appearance, standing at least 7 feet tall. He had a muscular build with a hard exoskeleton covering his body. His wings were leathery and sharp, and his eyes glowed with a sinister light. Beelzebub was known for his ability to control and manipulate a horde of smaller demons, using them as extensions of himself to consume and devour his enemies. Lilith, the Queen of Pestilence, was a twisted and evil demon with elaborate horns adorning her long, flowing jet black hair. Her skin was pale and deathly, and in her eyes was death. She was tall and slender, with long, sharp claws and venomous fangs. Lilith was known for her ability to corrupt and poison her enemies with diseases and sickness, causing them to fall ill or succumb to her will. She could only unleash her full power when alone, as her powers affected all those in her vicinity. Azazel, a powerful demon, was known for his ability to manipulate corpses and bend them to his will. He was able to conjure up the fallen, friend or foe, to fight for him on the battlefield. Azazel was tall and muscular, with black, leathery wings and a thick, armored exoskeleton. He had stark white hair, with sharp claws that could rend flesh and bone. Azazel also had the ability to summon his demon drake at will, increasing his close quarters combat ability. Determined to claim her place as the ruler of the universe, Luciferra, with the Darkened and its horde of demons, began their march to the gates of heaven to begin greatest battle the cosmos has ever seen. The Battle of Heaven. The stage is set for the epic clash between good and evil, as Luciferra and her army of demons, aided by the power of the Darken, prepare to wage war against the angels and the Creator's light in the epic battle of heaven. Don't miss the next exciting chapter in our immersive fantasy series. As the fate of the universe hangs in the balance, will the forces of darkness triumph, or will the angels emerge victorious? To find out, subscribe to Surreal Studios and hit the notification bell for part 2 of Blessed Genesis, the Battle of Heaven, and more fantasy AI stories.